custom email domains, unlimited security camera storage, and access to TV and movies. Is Apple One a sneaky good deal? Let's talk about what it's realistically worth in 2025 and what features could be added next. Real quick, if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Apple news and reviews, hit that subscribe button. I'm not immune to the ridiculous amount of subscription fatigue we have all been experiencing. Literally everything now has a reoccurring monthly subscription fee. Instead of just our regular bills, all of us are being bled dry by monthly fees for apps, more and more streaming services, to even our devices themselves. As I was evaluating everything we pay for each month, I came to Apple One on my list. Apple's monthly service for a variety of different features. While it's seen its share of price increases, last time I think in 2023, its price has largely stayed the same, while the amount of features and content has grown. So let's take a deeper look at Apple One in 2025 to see if it's worth subscribing to or just canceling. Plus, I'll review a few rumored features set to be coming soon. Let's get into it. By the way, before we do you subscribe to Apple One? Do you think it's a good value? Sound off in the comments one way or the other down below. What I think is difficult about Apple One, and that is confusing to consumers, is a lot of features kind of get buried. From a high level, there are 3 options for Apple One. You have an individual account, a family account, and Apple One Premier that tacks on Fitness Plus and News Plus. I'm going to look primarily at the Apple One Premier plan here, as it's the most expensive, running you almost $40 a month here in the US. Included with it is 2 terabytes of iCloud Plus storage, Apple TV Plus, Apple Music, Apple Arcade, Apple Fitness Plus, and Apple News Plus, all of which can be shared with up to 5 people. Each of these features, on their own, has greatly expanded over the last few years in particular. Let's go into more detail on them, and I'll save iCloud for last because that has some of the best hidden features that a lot of you probably don't know about. Let's start with Apple Music. It's most comparable to Spotify, and I know some of the preference here is going to just come down to brand loyalty. I know many who use Spotify even if they already get Apple Music for free with their Apple One plan. Spotify costs you $12 a month for a solo plan or $20 for a family. Apple Music is already cheaper, plus offers things like lossless audio for those who want it. Plus, we saw the release of Apple Music Classical, included with the subscription. I know Spotify has some goated algorithms, but if you're okay with Apple Music, I think it is a much better deal, especially as part of Apple One. Look at Apple Arcade. Can I show you a little behind the scenes magic? When filming, I need to make sure my iPhone looks pristine. I get so many comments if there is even as much as a scratch on it. So I always use a screen protector to protect it from keys and other things that may make contact with it, whether on my desk, in my pocket. Last time though, I picked up a super cheap one. Look at this thing. It's literally breaking off pieces of glass and stabbing me. It was fortuitous that ESR wanted to sponsor this video to promote their latest ultra-fit glass screen protectors. They can literally be installed in under 10 seconds. I used to be the person people came to install screen protectors because they were so hard. Not anymore. Just slip in your phone, pull the tab, and you're good. It even removes the dust for you. They are ultra strong, repel water for a perfectly smooth surface, and so clear you'll barely even notice it's there. I may not often use cases, but I cannot go without a screen protector. The screens just scratch too easily, which really hurts that resale value. Plus, the UltraFit screen protector is available for iPad models as well. Try the ESR UltraFit screen protectors for yourself. Get 3 in a box, and they're linked in the description. Apple's gaming service also continues to expand. It still has some aging hits like Sneaky Sasquatch or Oceanhorn, but more titles are added each week. One of my favorite recent additions has been Balatro. It's crazy popular and super fun. It's on basically every platform. If you haven't tried it yet, please do. There is a paid version, or it's included with Apple Arcade. Then Apple Fitness Plus. Assuming you use Apple Fitness Plus, Apple has been beefing up this service along with the rest. Just this year, Apple has added progressive strength training, pickleball conditioning classes, a workshop-style yoga program to improve your form, and a new breathing meditation class. On top of the regular weekly classes and everything else that's already been offered. Now let's get to the even more interesting services like Apple News Plus. First, it's a good value proposition if you already read many of these news sources. It includes a curated section from Wall Street Journal and The Verge. Both of those are usually $4 to $7 a month on their own, let alone all the other sources available here, which include full magazines and newspapers. Subscribers get other features too, like daily games, similar to the New York Times, and a full featured recipe manager with a guided cooking mode. Who knew that subscribing to Apple One would get you a recipe management app? Apple TV is another fun one for me. Apple TV has always had some solid shows. The world loved Ted Lasso, and I'm a big fan of Mythic Quest, Morning Show, and a lot of those. But now it's got a lot more movies and TV that are taking over the zeitgeist. Severance, Your Friends and Neighbors, Murderbot, The Studio, Shrinking, and the Fountain of Youth movie. I can't keep up with them. And importantly, friends and family are literally bringing these up and coming to me and talking about them. It's really making a case for why people should subscribe and stay subscribed. Now it's finally time to talk about iCloud Plus. Most people are familiar with iCloud Plus as basically just cloud storage, right? That's kind of what iCloud started as like a main feature. And that is important. It'll back up your phone for you, store your photos. You can use the Files app on all your devices and move stuff in between and share them. Apps can use iCloud storage to sync between your devices. That's really handy. The top tier plan, like the Apple One Premier, it'll give you 2,000 gigs of storage with the option to add more as needed. The last few years, Apple has added a bunch of other super useful features to it though. We got iCloud Private Relay. It's almost like your own VPN. It hides your IP address and browsing activity in Safari to make going online safer, especially when traveling. Similarly, there is Hide My Email. You can create unlimited, made-up emails that all get forwarded to your inbox. The purpose is that you don't have to give your actual email out, but it's different than an alias. Like they're meant to be essentially disposable and used one or so times. If a service is ever hacked and they get your email, or some company sells your email, you can just delete that made-up address. It's super useful, very private, and a little known feature. It can also host your smart home cameras. You don't need to pay Arlo, Ecobee, Ring for cloud video storage. If your camera supports HomeKit Secure Video, iCloud will hold 30 days of video activity for unlimited cameras in full 1080p HD. This was recently expanded as it only supported at most 5 cameras just a couple years ago. Even Apple's new Invites app is an iCloud Plus feature, unlocking unlimited invites for subscribers. Finally, there's custom email domains for iCloud Plus. This feature, like Google and others, they charge quite a bit for it, and it's included with Apple One. You can buy a domain name like HomeKitInsiderFanClub.com and use that as your email domain with iCloud. So all of your emails are Andrew at HomeKitInsiderFanClub.com. Right in the Mail app and across all of your devices. It's easy to set up, and there's little reason to continue paying Google for such a thing. The biggest case overall against Apple One is that users don't always use all of the services. Realistically, Apple Arcade, Apple News, Apple Fitness Plus, probably the least used of the mix. At that point, you could just say, oh, I don't use half of the features, I don't need Apple One. It's a waste of money. But in my opinion, just counting Apple TV, Apple Music, and iCloud Plus, I think that alone covers the cost of Apple One. And as I've shown, it has only gotten better with more and more features and content getting added. Speaking of which, Apple isn't done here. The biggest rumored new feature for iCloud or Apple One is for the Health app. Apple's developing a new AI health companion, all encrypted and processed locally on your device. It will be able to give you personalized health advice based on your biometrics collected from things like Apple Watch for you to help improve your health and fitness. This sounds like a perfect new Apple One feature that will grow and expand over time. I'm really interested in how this will shape up and what value Apple will add to it. Not only do I think Apple One is still a great value in 2025, I think it's an even better value than it was 2 years ago. Apple keeps improving and adding features to all of these services. So let me know, do you subscribe to Apple One? Is it a good value? Sound off in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next video.